But first, Holyoke Mayor Alex Morse calling on the PVTA to waive fares throughout the pandemic. Good Wednesday evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us for Western Mass News 11 at 11. I'm Chris Pisano. Morse says riders are struggling to make ends meet as the pandemic shows no signs of slowing down. Western Mass News reporter Leon Purvis joins us now live in studio with the details. Leon.
Chris, Mayor Morse believes the PVTA can get the funds from the federal government to subsidize transportation throughout Western Mass.
I'm calling on the PVTA administration and leadership to continue to be fare-free for residents here in Western Mass. Obviously, a one-time payment of $1,200 isn't cutting it for families here.
Holyoke Mayor Alex Morse asking the Pioneer Valley Transit Authority to stop their plans to begin charging riders again starting Sunday. The PVTA had been allowing free fares so people could enter the bus from the back door during the coronavirus pandemic. The PVTA tells Western Mass News in a statement, with passengers boarding through the rear doors, collecting fares was not a feasible option and was temporarily waived in order to keep our workforce healthy. Then they go on to say, barriers have been installed on all of our buses, separating the driver from the fare box and passengers boarding, which will allow PVTA to begin collecting fares starting July 19th. The PVTA tells Western Mass News their fare revenue makes up 16% of the operation budget, which was about $7.8 million for fiscal year 2020. However, Mayor Moore says the PVTA just received $36 million from the federal government and believes the money can be used to pay for bus fares. I
think it's important that we use those federal funds to subsidize the transportation on buses here and on public transit. And too often our government subsidizes the ownership of a personal vehicle rather than subsidize public transportation.
The PVTA says they remain open to other options, telling Western Mass News, if Mayor Morse is suggesting that PVTA replicate what the city of Lawrence is doing, where the city subsidizes fares for riders within the city, that is a partnership that we could entertain. But Morse is thinking bigger, saying he wants to make sure the PVTA can guarantee free transportation on buses throughout Western Mass. Morse is challenging Richard Neal in the Democratic primary for the 1st Congressional District. We have reached out to the Neal campaign for comment on this issue, but we have not heard back from him at the time of this broadcast. Live in studio, Leon Purvis, Western Mass News.